Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Code for Tech Solutions. In today's video, we are going to cover one new topic. Like here, we are going to see what all things features has been introduced as a part of Java 17 version. So Java 17, it's a release in September 2021. It's a long-term support version, and there are some new features and enhancement introduced in Java 17. So if you look at Java 17, there are some key points on which Java 17 has introduced the features on. So what are these key points? Let me tell you. First is the usability. Next is the performance, and last is the security. These are some key points on which Java 17 is focusing more on, and it has introduced the features of. So let us see what all things has been added one by one. So first is a sealed classes. So what does it mean by the sealed classes? Like it will restrict which all classes can extend or implement them. Like you can see in example, there are two new keywords has been introduced. One is a sealed and other is a permits. What does it mean? Like this shape class is a sealed one and it permits these classes like circle and squares to extend this shape class. Like this class will restrict these many classes to extend this shape class. Okay, so here like this new feature seal classes has been introduced. Next, like pattern matching of for instance of like pattern matching, like instance of was earlier there, but what new has been added, like it has simplified it by adding type checking and casting in a single operation, and even we can combine instance of with variable declaration. As you can see in example, here is the instance of with variable declaration. So next, like there is enhanced switch. Like earlier there was a switch, but it was allowing the constant values as an expression and in case. But right now it has simplified it more. Like now it is allowing primitive type, any reference, and some data types like class type, enum type, record type, and array type as well. As you can see here in example, this switch object can accept record type, enum type, class type, or any other reference type as well. And if you see in case here we have defined declared the types as well. Along with this arrow, we are returning what it is it want to display kind of. So now in short, like it is allowing all types like enum type, record type, array type, including the primitive or reference type. What next is there? Like there are the record types. What does it mean by the record type? Like in Java, you see, like if you want to populate some class with some record, like if you want to create some data centric classes, like let's say in our database we have some record, single record which has some attributes, column values, and it has populated with some single record. That kind of object if you want to create in Java, so what all things we need to do? We need to create one class, we need to define the properties, and we need to implement equals hashcode to string, and then we need to populate the properties with some constant values. So there is a overhead of coding a lot of things. So this record type, it has removed this overhead of boilerplate code, as well as it is immutable and it can automatically generate equals hashcode and toString, all these methods for us. You can see in example, this is a single statement like record book. It has like properties with its data types, and it will achieve in a single statement, and we can use this record in our this example class. You can see this is the record creation with name book, and we are using this book record. So this is about record type. There is a text block as well. You know that in Java, if we want to create a multi-line string, we need to concatenate with plus operation, and we need to add the code, double quotes, and all these things we need to do. And this is a kind of overhead. Now it has allowed with this syntax we can add multi-line code. You can see in example, and even if you want to prepare a query which split in multiple lines, we can create a query like that. And if you want to create a JSON like we do in other front-end languages or in other languages, backend languages, so here we can achieve this with this multi-text block. We can create a JSON like objects, and we can print as well, or we can make use of that in our application. So there are enhanced pseudo-random number generations. So like it has introduced some interfaces, new interfaces and sub interfaces like random generator interface and its sub interfaces through which it has simplified our random number generation process. So this is about random number generation. It's an enhanced feature. Now there are next feature like it's a foreign function and memory API incubator. Like this API allows Java programs to interact with native code and memory more safely and efficiently than JNI. Like this is about like if you want to access some like methods in other languages like C or C++, this is a more efficient way we can access. And it is like there is again like native memory management. What does it mean? Like it will allow safely allocating, accessing and deallocating native memory, minimizing the risk of memory leaks or unsafe access. And with that, like it will improve the performance as well. So we don't need to go for JNI. Like with this we can achieve high performance and we can even access the native library and memory management we can do in an efficient way. Next, like there is a deprecation of applet API. What does it mean by the applet? Now, what is the applet? Applet is nothing but a small Java program that can be embedded into the web pages, which is executed by the Java compatible web browsers. Now, with the evaluation of some emerging technologies like HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript, there is a decline in applet-based application in the industry. So, and even like these technologies HTML5, CSS3 and JavaScript are working fine without even dependency of JRE like Java runtime environment and all. So there is a significant decline in the use of the applet, and that is the reason it has been deprecated in the recent Java 17 release. Now there is a strong encapsulate JDK internals. Okay, so what does it doing? Like it is allowing, it is making the developer to use the Java official APIs. Like what happens, like we can, it has allowed the developers the granular level access. Like the developers can access the JDK internals through reflection or the other, and it will embed in our code or HTML, which will which will lead to the compatibility issues and security issues as well. So in order to address all those, it has added this strongly encapsulation for JDK internals. Like in some cases, like if we in anyhow if you have access to the JDK internals through some unofficial or untrusted code in some environment, and later on if the JDK internals has been changed without notice in further releases, uh, that will make our application unstable, and it will produce the security related issues, and it will be a non-compatible as well. So that is a big risk, and in order to stick to the best practices as well as use the official API JDK internals, it is a step. It has provided strong encapsulation for the JDK internals. What next is there? Removal of security manager. Now, there is a security manager. This security manager has been introduced since Java version 1. Now, it's a kind of shift towards modern security practices, because this security manager has comes with the overhead of security. Uh, Sorry. So this security manager comes with overhead of security policies and evaluations. So that is a kind of overhead. Now, even like there are some, it comes with increased complexity as well. And without using the security manager, there are alternative options like Spring Security nowadays providing better security options. So we can simply reduce the security manager overhead and we can make use of Spring Security. So this security manager is like no longer needed, and with the elimination of the security policies and evaluation, security policies and evaluation elimination of that, the performance has been increased with a significant way as well. This is about removal of security manager. Next, there is a new Mac OS rendering pipeline. So you can see this is like to enable metal, an application should specify its use by setting the system property. This is the system property. We need to make it true to use this feature. Like this is Mac OS related rendering pipeline, and it has been included into client libs 2D library. There is a new API for accessing large icons. It's an addition, like we can access the large icon through this API, get system icons. You can see this is highlighted, and this is a small piece of code, like you can see application.exe, kind of a large icon we can access through this code. So it's a new addition to with Java 17. There is a datagram socket can be used directly to join the multi-class group. Earlier we used to use legacy class like a multi-class socket API to achieve this. Now we can use datagram socket for multi-class applications. Now with this, like with the use of datagram socket, we can use group join or leave join group or leave group methods to join or leave multi-class groups. With the addition of this datagram socket, we can still use the multicast socket API in case if it is needed, but it is recommended to use the datagram socket over multi-class socket. There is a add support for user-defined file attribute view on Mac OS. So this is like user-defined file attribute view. It's an addition in Java 17 version. We can make use of that, and this is related to the Mac OS. This API we can make use of to obtain a view of a file extended attributes. Now, apart from these, there are a lot many features and points has been included as a part of Java 17, and these are other points which has been added as a part of Java 17. So thank you so much for watching this. I will request you to please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much once again for watching this video. This is my channel name, Code for Tech Solutions. Please subscribe the same.